At Oklahoma City University, you can't blame students for hustling between classes. But there's good reason to slow down and unwind before the next lesson plan.
Is anyone ever actually listening to me?
The answer is usually gratifying if it does come.
It's nice to hear someone come up and say, I enjoy what you're doing.
Charlotte Dumeny is one of a handful of students who gets paid to bring notes to life and entertain whoever may pass at the business school.
It's very, very different for us because we're used to confined spaces and smaller halls, so to play in a large atrium with sound like this is a really cool opportunity.
Jared Edwards tells us practicing Chopin here, even if nobody appears to be listening, helps calm nerves during competitions when critical ears are.
Each piano has personality.
And that's another reason students feel so honored to take a seat in front of these keys. Because these aren't just pianos, but Steinways, donated by philanthropist Wanda Bass, who gave more than 100, allowing OCU to become an all-Steinway school.
How much does one of these cost?
6 figures, 7 figures sometimes if you get, the old ones that Horowitz played on or Rubinstein played on. It's a dream. It's a very big dream for us to play on Steinway.
True, even if music isn't your major. We still aren't sure how law student Sam Jawhead got into the building this past Monday when it was closed. But it became clear after a few moments that he belonged. He plays for free to relieve stress.
I thought I would get kicked off, but teachers would pass by and they said, no, keep playing.
You ever thought about putting a tips jar out here?
I thought about it like other gigs, but here I'm not sure if there's like a protocol to that.
The students may be paid by the school.
The music is beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
But the compliments seem just as good as cash from those wise enough to slow down and listen. It's one of the most popular shows on TV, with a cult following dedicated to seeing every plot twist until its likely deadly end. But these folks were getting medieval long before Game of Thrones.
It's a fun way to bond with our friends.
The Society of Creative Anachronism, or SCA, got its start in the 60s, when history buffs and role-playing enthusiasts donned armor, drew swords, and waged war.
33 years almost. This has been part of who I am.
Kylie Steele invited us to see SCA up close. These are her lands, and on the weekends, her life, as it was 400 years ago if this was Europe and not Norman.
It teaches you honor and chivalry. It teaches you respect for your elders.
But it's that steely stare of determination before battle that lures a lot of these weekend warriors.
The swords that we use are made from a solid core bamboo called rattan.
The swords as heavy as steel can leave more than a mere flesh wound.
How many times have you been concussed?
Me personally, once or so.
Protection comes in homemade armor fit for a 17th century king. And battles play out for days at national tournaments. But the deaths do lack that Hollywood drama.
It's all based on the honor system.
In the end, I wasn't brave enough to swing swords and failed at providing any medieval motivation.
I'll shut up.
Jokes aside, SCA has seen a rise in membership thanks in part to TV shows and movies where justice comes with a tip of a sword.
Probably the most eclectic group of people that you can get.
And more people means more playtime, as reality waits till Monday.
It's just a way of life.
In Norman, Carl Torp, News 9.
When you first look at this painting created more than 500 years ago, it takes your imagination on a journey.
It was kind of by accident.
Tuesday night, Amelia decided to take a closer look at a high-resolution picture of the painting called The Garden of Earthly Delights, a famous piece of artwork that historians say depicts the perils of life's temptations.
And so we were just scrolling around and looking at all the little tiny weird things. And I was like, that guy has music on his rear end.
As far as Amelia knows, no one from an art analysis standpoint has actually tried to transcribe it.
Because everybody assumes that he's not a musician, he's just slapping notes on there to make it look like music.
It took Amelia about 30 minutes to transcribe the historic hidden treasure, then bring it to life.
so well known and that's been in existence for centuries that that nobody has ever attempted to notate that would be pretty surprising.
The lowest note is an F and the highest note is an F. But,
John Fletcher, Amelia's music professor, says this discovery could be huge for the music community.
We don't know of anybody else who has tried to realize the notation that shows up in the painting.
I am standing in the middle of downtown Purcell, and this is Green Avenue. As you see, this river of rushing water has flooded the main thoroughfare, and it has also flooded most of the area businesses and homes.
The Oklahoma Highway Patrol brought out their boat to assist with several high water rescues Sunday morning, but not everyone wanted their help. This woman took it upon herself to save her own animals, despite their pleas to stay put.
We're going to lose everything we own, but we aren't going to lose these dogs.
For the Krugers, their dogs are like their kids, and Pamela would not stop until all of them were out of her home, even if it meant waiting in the treacherous waters to get them.
She has brain damage. She had a bad wreck in '06, and that's why we ain't leaving these dogs. They're too much comfort to her.
Yeah, I've got one more dog I'm going to go get.
OHP officers did what they could to help, but could not convince Pamela not to get back in the water.
Because those are my babies.
Her husband says besides their dogs, they had several ducks and chickens they were raising, but fear most of them died in the raging floodwaters.
But I got one chicken left, if he makes it.
Pamela even rescued her neighbor's cat as she slowly made it back to higher ground. Tired, dirty, and wet, but finally safe. Others, like this Purcell business owner, were happy to receive a little extra help from OHP.
I was ready for him, I guess. I mean, did everything I could do down there, so it was time to go. Can't sit there and watch it float away.
And all of this will have to dry out before they can even begin to assess the damage. Reporting in Purcell, Adriana Ivashinsky, News 9.
It's horrible. I was so scared it was even one of my kids.
Brandy Meyer's family lives next to this drainage ditch. It flows underneath Fish Market Road, a half-mile north of Highway 9.
We've had this blocked off several times because it just washes completely out.
That's what happened here Sunday night. OHP says the victim tried to drive through floodwaters that flowed over the road at least 3 feet high.
It takes less than a foot of water to move a vehicle. When it's running across a road like this, less than a foot of water can actually take your vehicle off the roadway.
The woman, whose family lives close by, placed a desperate cell phone call to her husband. When the woman's husband got here, he tried to save her. Her vehicle was lodged up against that tree you see right there. However, at some point, the force of the water broke that tree, swept her and her car away. Searchers found the woman's car 75 yards downstream. They found her purse and items of clothing 50 yards further. The waterway feeds into Pecan Creek. Pottawatomie County's undersheriff wired these cattle panels together just below the Highway 9 bridge to collect the victim if she gets this far. Jay Madden is another neighbor.
The lady had her life ahead of her. It's hard to just imagine that someone just trying to get home could lose their life.
I was just looking for straight ahead, listening to my good gospel music. Jimmy Swagger.
Minnie Bell Brown was running errands when she got pulled over by the Popos.
$50.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
But these weren't normal traffic stops.
I didn't know what I did wrong, and then I was kind of getting upset because I didn't think I was speeding.
And Sherry Muniz wasn't.
I'm overjoyed and thankful. I really appreciate it. This just made my day.
3 weeks ago, Harrah's Assembly of God Church approached the police chief with an idea. The church had taken up $2,000 in offerings. They asked Harrah Police to distribute it in $50 increments to people in need.
The hard part isn't finding people. The hard part is you've only got so much, so you try to figure out who to give it to.
Is this the Hughes residence?
Yes.
Janice Hughes would qualify. Her husband Robert's recovering from a near-fatal aneurysm.
So he's been out of work. So we've just been kind of pulling here, there, and yonder, trying to
make ends meet.
They also care for a 12-year-old granddaughter who, while not biologically related, has been under their care since birth because it was the right thing to do.
It's not much, but we hope it'll help you have a good Christmas and a good holiday.
No, much it. Thank you so much.